Swagatam. Ramo Rajamanis Sada Vijayate, Ramam Ramesham Bhaje, Ramena Vyata Nishachara Chamu, Ramaya Tasmai Namaha, Raman Nasti Parayanam Parataram Ramasya Dasosmyaham, Rame Chittale Sada Bhutame Bhorama Mamuddhara, Rama Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manorame, Sahasranamatulyam Ramanama Varanane, Shri Ramanama Varanana Onnama Iti. I think Kailaji advised me to announce the date and the session number. So if someone listens recording, this. Today is May 8th, 2010. I think session number is 74, Kailaji said. And he also, if before I forget, the next class will be always 2nd and 4th. So it will be the May 22nd will be the next class. Okay. Let me make Karthik into a panelist. Okay. Okay, so Karthik, you're a panelist now, so you can jump in. Okay. So last time we finished, I think we finished up to the first half of 26, and we just started with the 20. This whole from the second half of 26 to the first half of 28 is what they call ekanvayi. Is one shloka, one vakyam. See, these meters only count the number of syllables. It doesn't tell you whether one vakyam or dve vakya atha bahuni vakyani. It doesn't have nothing to do with that. Of course, many times one shloka will mean one vakyam, but not always. Not always. Particularly in in these Ramayanam and Bhagavatam, these kind of places where they can be, and Kavyam also, they can have different strings of adjectives going around, and so they may not be one vakyam. So here from Ramasya Daita Bharya Nityam Prana Samahita Janakasya Kule Jata Devamayeva Nirmita Sarvalakshana Sampanna Narina Muttama Vadhuhu Sita Pyanugata Ramam Shashinam Rohini Yatha. So that whole thing is one vakyam. How do you know it's one vakyam? Because you have to see ekating vakyam. So find the one verb in there. So there is actually no verb even in this part, but that participle anugata, that gives the force of a verb. Followed means she was the one who followed. So then you can supply asit or babhuva. If you can just take the dhatu as or bhu or vrit, one of these dhatus, and just complete the sentence, that also is fine. That also means that you found enough to make one sentence. If you can supply dhatu as or bhu and complete that form. Even in the next section there, paureir anugato duram pitra dasharatena cha, there is no tingantam padam, but we can supply again bhu, anugataha asit or babhuva. So let's look at this one. Now also if you can take the help of the translation, nothing wrong with that. That will also tell you where this sentence ends and starts, because he says that from all the way from here, now look at what Gita Press is doing. They took from 24, they took 25, 26, 27, 28 in one bracket. The reason for that is that even though the sentence was finishing here at the first half of 26, that was in the middle of a verse. So they don't go to half verses. They will take all the way up to 28. So really there was a sentence from this ending in the middle of 26. Then second half of 26, all of 27. The first half of 28 was one sentence. And then again this second half of 28 is a third sentence. But since none of them ended at the end of a shloka, that's why Gita Press took this, 25, 26, 27, 20 in one block. But you can find the full stop in there. But before I forget from last time, this word saubhratra manudarshayan. And we did the tadita, we say tadita form from subhratra. Subhratra means good brother. Shobhana bhratra, subhratra. Saubhratra means subhratuhu bhavaha. Tasya bhavaha means thatness, or the state of him. So So good brotherhood, saubhratram. I just want to mention to you that I know it's not Vyakaranam class, but Taditas, go from 4.176 to end of the 5th chapter, and in that, at the end of 5.1, Panini has his adhikara of the tasya bhavastvatalav, where he starts all these sutras which in the sense of the state of thatness. And the reason I'm bringing it up again today is that actually the word subhratru is mentioned in one of the ganas in there. So I just want to give you the number, not any details, but so from 5.119, Panini starts tasya bhavastvatalav. So this is one of the well-defined sections of Tadita. Tadita is a long prakaranam with more than 1,000 sutras. So if you can identify some familiar islands in there, it's very useful. It's very useful. So that's what I'm trying to tell you, is that this is one of them. And there is the word subhratru comes in 5.1.130. Panini has sutram says, Hayananta yuvadibhyo an. So following a word ending in hayana and yuvadibhyo an. And in the yuvadi gana, the word subhratru is there. So that you can use a pratyaya an to make the saubhratram. Of course, the na causes the adivriddhi becomes su, becomes sau. Anyway, so I just put the number here. So 5.1.130 specifically mentioned the sutram, the prajapadikam subhratru. Of course, it will not work so nicely all the time, because these ganas are now becoming a little bit antique in some cases, and some of them need to be edited a little bit. That's one. If someone wants to really wants to do new Vyakarana Seva, it'll be to edit this Ganapatha. But to do that, you require enormous amount of knowledge, to know all the literature, with all the different words are used in, with all these pratyas they're used anywhere. So you have to compile these lists of all of them, which is very not easy. It's a daunting task. But if some of great scholars can do it, it'll really be difficult now. But anyway, so 5.1.130 mentions the pratipadikam subhratru, and that an can be used after that. So it was actually, in this particular case, we are lucky because it's clearly mentioned in that. Okay, and the pratyaya is an. The pratyaya an. Okay, so now as I was telling you, so if you can see where Gita Press puts the full stops, that is where your one vakyam is complete. Just to make it easy for you, for us. So they put the full stop where they put the full stop. This one we did last time, this testifying to the amicable relation, the subhratram, saubhratram, we had all that. Then comes Sri Rama's newly wedded spouse Sita and all that thing, all the way down to here. Like Rohini follows the moon. So now that's the next full stop. So from that to that is the next. That is all. That is one sentence. And then the last part is that he was followed by his father, Dasharatha, is the next sentence. So you can always save yourself some trouble by looking down there. At least just get the Vakya Sima, the limit of the sentence. Okay, so let's read that. So Ramasya Daita Bharya Nityam Prana Samahita Janakasya Kule Jata Deva Mayeva Nirmita Sarva Lakshana Sampanna Narina Muttama Vadhuho Sita Pyanugata Ramam Shashinam Rohini Yatha. Okay. By the way, interestingly, I had posted this recording of the Bala Ramayanam 100 shlokas, which I would recommend listening to. And after memorizing Gita, it's only 100 verses, beautiful. The recording is not done by me, but I think somebody posted in a comment to me that we should give credit to the person recording it. So it is not my recording. It is by a Vedic scholar who lives he's from Maharashtra, lives in Andhra now. His name is Kapse Guruji. Narendra Kapre. So he is the one who's done that. So I want to give credit for that. So anyway, I should mention that the recording is not by me. It's a good recording. and please listen to it and get used to these words. So, okay, so Ramasya Daita Bharya Nityam Prana Samahita Janakasya Kule Jata Deva Mayeva Nirmita Savalakshana Sampanna Narina Muttama Vadhu Sita Pyunagata Ramam Shashinam Rohini Yatha. Padacheda, let's see who wants to do Padacheda. Let me see Vasu can try. Let me see. Okay, Vasudha wants to try. Okay, Vasu also wants to try. Let's give Vasudha a chance. Yes, Vasudha.
Namaste, Satish ji.
Go ahead.
Ramasya Daita Bharya
Go say Ramasya.
Ramasya Daita
Bharya
Nityam Pranasama Hita.
But there could have been a choice here, right? It could have become Pranasama Hita also. So, so it could have been a Samastam Padam. Let's keep the option open. I think this comes in, Vyaktim. This comes in Gita in one place. We can find it very quickly, where the word Hita is also coming in Gita in the same kind of situation, where you have this question, okay, I think chapter 7. Chapter 7, we have a similar situation of the word Hita coming in chapter 7, in a compound or non-compound. Labate tatah kaman mayiva vihitan hitan. Let's look at that verse. So this Hita is in a way notorious for this kind of Padacheda problems. In Gita, I think Bhashyakara has given both meanings there. Let's see. Antavattu palante shamdavattu sumedasa. Devan devejo yanti. Madbhakta yanti mamapi. So, let's see. Let's see. Mahonam Janmanamante. Because it says, okay, I think it's the next one here. Okay, here it is. So, labate tatah kaman mayaiva vihitan hitan. Look at that now. So, maya eva vihitan could be hitan, could be hitan also. So that's all. So the Padacheda is not in black and white. There are some choices. So we're going to have some choices later on also. So let's keep it, I think, but the one that is given is probably easy. And actually the commentators have given both of them, but the one that's given here, which is the Prana Sama and Hita, I think that's probably the easiest one. Okay, so go ahead, next one.
Janakasya,
correct.
Kule,
correct. Jata,
Deva Maya, Iva.
So what's the sutram there? Deva Maya plus Iva?
Guna Sandhya, Adeng Gunaha.
No, Adeng Guna is Sanya Sutram. It should be Ad Gunaha, correct?
Ad Gunaha.
Adeng Guna is only telling you what is Guna, but Ad Guna is a Vidhi Sutram. Okay, Ad Guna is correct. Okay. No, Nirmita. Correct.
Sarva Lakshana Sampanna.
That's the Samastam Padam. Because the fact that, how do you know it's in Samasa? Because there is this sups have been lost in between. Sarva, Lakshana, Sampanna. Because after Sarva and Lakshana, there was no sup ending to be seen there. So that's what tells you that it's a Samastam Padam. You're in the compound. Yeah. Of course, the spacing and all is okay. But that is the real, because of the Sutram 2471, is the Supo Dhatu Pratipadika Yoho. Within a Pratipadikam, the sup cannot stay. And Pratipadikam is because of Krut Tadita Samasascha. The Samasa is, Samastam Padam is a Pratipadikam. So that's how you decide what is a compound, what is not a compound. Is when and of course, when you have the same form with and without the sup, that's when you have the confusion with the compound or not. Like we had the Prana Samahita. The Prana Sama is, of course, there we have a different situation because this word is combined in different ways also. That's fine. But if, for example, all avyayas, they may be in the compound, they may not be in the compound. Anyway, so that's the basic starting point is that if there is no sup ending, there may be a compound, or there may be a compound. So that's what you have to start looking for it then. Okay, it could be sambodhanam also possibly, but that's how we decide what's. So that's how we decided the sarva lakshana sampanna samastam padam, because sarva and lakshana did not have a sup ending. It's not like sarvasya, sarvasmin, sarvai, nothing was there. Okay, next one, Vasudha.
Narinam.
Narinam, very good.
Uttama.
Uttama.
Vadhuhu.
Vadhuho.
Sita api.
Sita api.
Sita api anugata.
Anugata.
Sita plus api is savarna dirgha sandhi.
Akasavarna dirgha.
Akasavarna dirgha.
Always mention, if you know the Pani Sutram, always mention that. So
Okay.
They have that special power in them, you know. They really do. So Akasavarna dirgha. Then between the api and anu.
Iko enachi.
Iko enachi, very good. Okay.
Api anugata ramam monuswaraha.
Monuswara, yes.
Sesinam monuswaraha.
Monuswara, correct.
Rohini tatha.
Yes, yatha. Of course, after Rohini also the sup ending has gone. We'll learn the sutram. We haven't done that yet. We'll learn it later on. The 6168. Okay. So now you want to do the vibhaktis for us, Vasudha? You did such a good job. You want to try that? Ramasya is what vibhakti
I'll
there?
try. Yes, I'll try. Ramasya. Ramasya.
We have it today, right? Minasya, we did it today, right?
Minasya. Yeah, idanimeva.
Tanyasinyasam.
Shashti ekavachanam.
So, Shashti ekavachanam, Ramasya. Okay. There's only one sya ending, okay, in all of these subandhas and even tingantas, which is rare, but this, if you see the sya, most of it is going to be the Shashti ekavachanam of Adanta Pratipadikam, either Pullinge athva Napumsakalinge. So it's very easy because the Tanyasina Minasya. So Ramasya means Shashti, Shashti means Sambandha, Sambandha means Sambandha which is the Sambandhitam Padam, Sambaddham Padam, where it is. Ramasya what?
Bharya.
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 Bharya, and Bharya has an adjective for it now. Bharya has now many adjectives for her. So Ramasya Bharya, that's the main connection. So now Daita and Bharya are what works. Correct. So Daita what works? Stilinge. So this Sitavat. Okay. Yeah. So Dhatu is Dai. Dai is to have pity, to have mercy, or to also to like somebody. The word Daya comes from that. Dhatu, Dai, as I mentioned to you, these Dhatus, if you can find them, please pick them out and build your Dhatu bank. It will give you a lot of dividends. These Dhatus will be used because it's whole language, unlike English, we have to learn a million words. You don't know where they came from. You just have to take them. Here, most of the time, you can try to link them with the Dhatu and Pratyaya and all those, that kind of derivation. Vyutpatti is mostly available. So in fact, in Rama also is Dhatu Ram, Daita Dhatu Dai, Bharya Dhatu is Bhru. So all these are useful. So Bharya also is said, actually Bhru, Bharya is one who is fit to be supported. So Bharya, so it is Prathama Ekvachanam, so Daita Bharya. And she is the subject going to be. Okay, go ahead. What's the next one?
Nityam, Avyayam.
Nityam Avyayam, but Nityam is also is an adjective, isn't it? See, when you say Avyayam, it should have no other form, you know. So no Avyayam, because can you have a word like Nityasya, Nityena, Nityat, Nityanam, yeah, Anityaha. So yes, it is not. So this is not a Makarantavyam. Not only that, it is also a helpful hint for you. If you say something is an Avyayam, this is a very practical matter for all of you. There is a book called Avyaya Koshaha. It's published by the Madras Sanskrit College, which is the, in Chennai. I guess maybe a different name now. But there is the orange book on Avya Kosha. You should be able to find this Avya in the Avya Kosha. Also in Brahmi Volume 1, at the end of that also he has Avya Sangraha is there. So, but that is, he has not given them all. But now in the Avya Kosha, we should find the word Nityam. If you don't find it there, then most likely this is not an Avya. Now I got to warn you, sometimes in Aapke dictionary, he might give the word Nityam as an Avya meaning adverb. Okay, so he means adverb. Now these forms which are the neuter, ekvachanam, so kriya visheshananam, klibata, karmattam cha ishyate, the vartikam. With these neuter, adjectives can be used in neuter, mostly accusative singular, to give an adverbial force. It says, dukkham aptama yogataha comes in Bhagavad Gita. Like sukhena jivati, samam dhavati, he lives happily. So, I think in chapter, let me look at that. I'll check the, I have the Avya Kosha here. Let's see if he gives Nityam as a no, there is no Nityam here. Okay, so we take it as an adjective Nitya, and you decline this one as neuter accusative. This is the Dvitiya Ekvachanam.
Prathama Ekavachanam.
No, Dvitiya.
Prathama Dvitiya Ekavachanam. Okay.
Dvitiya. So, for example, look at this one. I'll give you an example in Gita quickly, because this is tricky. Because sometimes you'll find this Dvitiya Ekvachanam in the Napumsakalinga just hanging around with no connection with any other any other noun. So start looking for adverbs, okay? Because this one is going to trip you off otherwise. Sometimes these may also be compounds. So let me see. I think it's in chapter 5 is Dukkham aptuma yogataha yoga yukta. Let me see. Sannyasastum, here it is. Sannyasastum mahabaho dukkham aptum ayogataha. So sannyasa is difficult to attain without yoga. The dukkham is not, dukkham aptum doesn't mean to obtain sorrow. Dukkham aptum is obtained with difficulty. That dukkham over there in the shloka of 5.6 in Gita, that is an example where it is used in the same thing, in the Dvitiya Ekvachanam as a kriya visheshanam. So dukkham aptum means it is krichrena aptum, with difficulty. Okay, so watch out for these. So watch out for these neuter, like when it says sukham jivati, means he lives happily, So, okay, so dukkham jivati also, he lives unhappily, so with difficulty. So Nityam will keep as an adverb. So Nitya. The first thing you want to rule out is you have to come to the Tatpurusha land. And how do you know it's Uttar Pradhanaha? Uttara Pada Pradhanaha. Because she is Sama. She is Sadrishi. She is similar. Similar to something, that's fine. But the Pradhanyam is in the Sama Padam. That is, Sama has the Pradhanyam in that. She is Sadrishi. She is Tulya. She is equal to what? Equal to what is secondary? So Pranai. So Pranai is Sama. So she is
Pranai Sama, Prana Sama.
Prana Sama. Okay, then the word, so Prathama Ekvachanam. Now Hita is?
Hita Prathama Ekavachanam.
Prathama Ekvachanam. This actually Dhatu is Dha.
Hita.
Which says Dadhater Hi. So Dha is to place. So place or keep. Hita means like well placed. The well is understood. Well placed means that she is well disposed. She's well disposed means she is kind of his benefactor. Well disposed. So the Dadhaterhi, Panya Sutram called Dadhaterhi. I think it comes in 7.4. So Dhatu, this Tadav Kiti. I'm sorry, this temptation I cannot resist to go to Sutram all the time. But it is the Dadhaterhi. Won't go in details, but that is how this Dhatu Dha becomes He Tadav Kiti. The Pratyaya is Kta, so Nishtha Pratyaya Kta. So it becomes Sita is, she is well disposed. Should be somewhere here. Tadaterhi. Let's see. Here it is. It's 7442. Dadatirhi. Okay. All right. So hita means she is, well placed, well disposed, beneficial, well-meaning. No, Janakasya is also same as we had Ramasya Shashti Ekvachanam. Sambandha with Kule.
Kule Saptami Ekavachanam.
Of Napumsakaling. Kulam Kulani. Now, this is the thing about Shashtis. They only tag on to another noun. Then there the function of Shashti ends over there. So if you want to make a sentence simple, remove the Shashtis out. They're not that critical right now for you. Because, this Kule Jata, Janakasya Kule Jata, the Janakasya really is only tagging on to Kule. That's all he's doing. So Janakasya Kule. So it's become like one unit. Okay, so Janakasya Kule in the family of Janaka. So Jata. Jata is what is the...
Jata Prathama Ekavachanam.
Stilinga Prathama Ekavachanam. Jata. What is dhatu here?
Jata. I cannot.
Kasma dhatoho idam padam jatam. So from what dhatu has this padam been formed? So you can tell me by the meaning, right? She was born. What is dhatu for being born? The hint is right here. Janakasya kule jata.
Janakasya.
Okay, Ravi has the answer. Yeah. I'm sure you will. When you hear, you say, I knew it. Yes, Ravi.
Is it Jani Pradurbhave?
Jani Pradurbhave, yes. Jani Pradurbhave. The dhatu is Jani Pradurbhave because that long E we have the in nishedha by the Shvidito Nishtayam. And then there's a special rule where Jan becomes Jata. And that comes in, I'll just give you the number. It comes in 6.4. There's a special rule for some that Khan becomes Khataha, that which is Dag. Jan becomes Jataha. So there are these some dhatus. They take this transformation of the ending Akaraha. So that is the 6.442. Janasana Khanam Sanjaloho. So when you have this Jaladi, so 6.442. So by that the ending Na becomes a A. So the Vritti says that Jana, Sana, Khana, these dhatus. Iti eteshamanganam sani jalado kiniti. So that is akara adesha bhavati. Kiniti jalado. So that's what happens. 6.4. So Jan becomes Jata. Okay. So it's the exceptional form by 6.442. So Jata means born. Now the other question here is that we'll always say this nishtha kta, but the Panini says taktavatu nishtha, taktavatu nishtha. So not only the kta, but the ktavatu also is nishtha. But the kta is a much more commonly used. So we call this as a past passive participle. It's a very bad name because many times it is neither past nor passive. In this case it is past, but not passive because she cannot be born on. She was born. She's not passive. She's active. She was born. Now, how would you realize that? In fact, this is going to come in the next line, by the way, just to jump to the next line to give you a idea of what I'm talking about. Look at this one. Sita anugata Ramam. So Sita followed Rama. Active usage. Sita followed Rama. Look at the next one. Paurehi anugataha pitra. Pitra cha. So Rama was followed by the citizens and by his father Dasharatha. Now the same form anugataha is here passive and here active, back to back. This is also Valmiki. He wants us to know the sutram by which this anugata is kartari arthe, Sita anugata. But next it is going to become, it was karmani arthe. Is Ramaha paurehi anugataha. He was followed by this. Of course, the tip off here is that the karta has gone tritiya over here. In the second usage, the karta is paurehi anugata. So I understand that, but how did this one flip like that? How the same form going from active? Of course, one is feminine. That's okay because Sita anugata is qualifying Sita. That feminine is fine. But how did it flip from being active to passive? And how do we know that? Okay. Now let's go quickly to Ashtadhyayi, and the main sutra which Panini says is that Kartari Krit 3467 Kartari Krit. So all these krit pratyaya, which in English they're called mainly participles, they are kartari arthe. That's the default meaning Panini gives for them. So any krit pratyaya is by default in the active sense. But then in 3470 he says that tayoreva krityak tak kalarthaha. So tayoreva, bhava karmanoreva. So only in bhava and karma can come these pratyaya, kritya, which are the potential participles like kartavyam, jnatavyam, karaniyam, so jnatavyam, all these. And the kta, which is what we have right now, anugata, jataha, all what we have right now. And the kalartaha also different pratyaya, we don't know right now. But the kta comes in the passive only. But then now we are stuck. So then jata will be in the passive form. It doesn't make any sense. She cannot be born on. She is born. And because if it's akarmaka dhatu, to be born akarmaka dhatu, you cannot have passive of that. And also anugataha ramaha anugataha, so sorry, Sita anugataha ramam. So she followed Ramaha. How a simple sentence. Ramaha vanangataha. Rama went to the forest. No, that is not passive. He went to the forest. He was not gone to. Okay, now that what I'm trying to point out is that in 3472 Panini says gatyartha akarmaka, shling and all these some other dhatus, shli, shing, stha and all that. So anything which gatyartha dhatu can work both ways. So that's the key. That 3472 gatyartha, if anything is in the sense of motion, that can be active or passive. So kartaricha, anuvati kartaricha is coming. Of course, if it's akarmaka, it cannot become bad. It should be active only. So for example, aham atra sthitaha. I'm standing here. I'm not standing on. I'm standing. So sthita is akarmaka dhatu. So it cannot be passive. It has to be active. So we need, so please keep in mind 3472 is this so-called past passive participle. Doesn't have to be passive. It means gatyartha dhatu. If it's akarmaka, it cannot be passive anyway. So that's how this jataha is by 3472. Maybe I'll put this in, even though we're not doing vyakaranam too much, but otherwise you're wondering how come one is active, one is passive. So this is 3472. I won't put the whole sutram. Makes these two forms, which is the Sita was jata, and also Sita anugata ramam. They makes it into the as active forms. Even the default was first kartari krit, then tayoreva krityakta kalarthaha. So they made it passive, but this one made it active. Okay. So this is a very interesting form this Valmiki has used back to back, just to show you that the same form can flip from active to passive. Okay, so jata is active, it is not passive, even though, so I don't like that term past passive participle. In English they use that, but it's okay. Okay, now Deva Maya, what's the...
Deva Maya, Strilinga Prathama Ekavachanam, Samastam Devanang Maya.
Oh, Devana Maya should be okay. I think that should work. Shashti Tat Purusha is the most common compound in the whole language. The most common compound in the whole language is Shashti Tat Purusha. Simple sambandha, like say Madacharyaha, So it's a very, very, very easy compound. So Deva Maya. Deva Maya, Iva. Okay?
Iva
Avyapadam. That's Avyapadam. That you'll find in the Avya Koshavadi. Look up Iva, you'll find it. Nirmita. Any guess on the any guess? Yeah, also Stilinga Prathama Ekavachanam. Any guess on the dhatus? Anybody for the dhatu? So try the dhatu by any chance?
Sarga Nir. So
Upasarga is nir or nis, either way look at it. What is the dhatu? The pratyaya is clearly the ta pratyaya again, the nishtakta. So only me is left behind now.
me left.
Okay, let's open it up. Anybody in the class? What's the dhatu here? You know the word Amitabha, right? Amita abha yasya saha. Amitabha. Amita means immeasured. So one whose glory or luster is immeasured, Amitabha. Now, okay, Ravi has answered. Maybe he'll also give us. And then give me a Gita example of the same sutram. Okay. Yes, Ravi. Ravi, have this dhatu? Yeah, mic is not working, Ravi.
Satish,
Yes, go ahead.
I'm only making a guess.
Yes, go ahead. It's okay.
Could it be mang mane shabde?
Yeah, so mang is to measure mane. So to measure. So nirmanam, you say nirmanam, right?
Yeah.
So nirmanam means to, so one thing you should do is you should try the same dhatu in different forms, because the word nirmanam I think many of you know. You may not know the word nirmita, you know the word nirmanam. So if nirmanam means the same meaning, then chances are that this is also with the same one. Okay, quickly in the, how did the ma become me? It's also in the same section, the 7440. The list of dhatus Panini gives where they become ikara adeshaha tadav kiti. When the pratyaya following is takaradi kit, then they take the ikara adesha. And Gita example is samyak vyavasito hisaha. So that is the, I think 7440 sutram. Dyati, syati, ma, stham, it, tikiti. So this dhatu dyati, syati, ma, and spec word sthita. How about that? Sthita. So dyati, syati, ma, and stha. These four dhatus. That dhatu syati, dyati, syati are conjugated form Panini has used. Dhatu sho antakarmani, to make an end. The word vyavasayatmika buddhi rekhe kurudandana, right? Vyavasayatmika. Vyavasaya. The dhatu is sho. Murdani shakara. Dhatu adesha saha. The sutram I'm thinking of samyak vyavasito hisaha. See, when you can connect to the Gita and put the sutram there, then you will know, I know this form in Gita also came, so I'm not that, completely stunned by it. Because I know in Gita vyavasita form has come, so I can, I think it is chapter 9 around number 30, I think, because we just saw this shloka in the prior class. The prior shloka is this one. Samyak vyavasito, so the dhatu V, our plus dhatu sho becomes sita. So please tag this in the Gita. Vyavasito hisaha. So that is the same sutram that we have in the Ramayana. So if you know the Gita Vyakaranam really well, these things will, you have a good starting point to start making good guesses about what's going on. Okay, so nirmita dhatu nil plus ma, exceptional form with tado kiti. When the pratyaya is becoming takara, kit pratyaya becomes ikara desha, so it becomes nirmita. Sarva lakshana sampanna, same thing, right? Is strilinga ekavachanam, right?
Ekavachanam samasam sarvani
So put your brackets. We want to put your first bracket.
Sarva lakshana.
That's what kind of samasa is that?
Karmadharaya.
Karmadharaya, very good. Sarva lakshana. So sarva lakshana means all qualities, all good marks, So that's clearly adjective noun. It's the karmadharaya samasa. Between lakshana and sampanna. So now once you do that, you can leave the sarva out of it. Yes,
sarva lakshanaihi sampanna.
So sarvaihi lakshanaihi sampanna. How about in sampanna? Of course, sam plus, even there you have a samasa between sam and panna. So sam is upasarga, that's going to give a gati samasa. Now in panna, what is the dhatu there? And anybody in Ravi has the answer. Okay, Ravi, also give me a Gita shloka, same dhatu is being used. Yes, Ravi.
Is it padagatav?
Padagatav. Can you give me a Gita shloka, same dhatu is being with the same form panna?
Panna, there is a padyate, upapadyate, those usages.
Yeah, but I want the form panna in Gita. Anybody in the class? Panna in Gita. Shadimantam prapannam. Chapter 2, number 7, I think. So Arjuna says, please teach me, because I'm surrendered to you. So this is the thing, not to go in Gita too much, but how Duryodhana addresses his Acharya, and how, this Adarsha Shishya, who's an Adarsha, he addresses Acharya in a different way. He says, I'm surrendered to you, so please teach me, because I'm fit to be taught. Shadimam tvam prapannam. Please teach me because I'm fit. Duryodhana accuses his Acharya of doing a wrong thing, first of all. He said that you have taught this people and they are now fighting with me. But Arjuna says, I'm in full surrender to you, so please teach me. So anyway, Shadimam tam prapannam. This dhatu pad, very notorious dhatu. It almost is with sopasarga. Prayana sopasarga drishyate. It is only upasargas. Apatti, vipatti, sampatti, all kinds of this pat. But never you say padyate. So, upapadyate. So upapadyate comes in Gita also. But dhatu panna comes here. The form panna. Shadimam tvam prapanyam. So here it is prapannam. Okay, now very quickly, not to go too many rules. What happens if you have dhatu and this sutra is 8-42. Yeah, I'm sorry, keep going to sutra all the time. But this 8-42 says that if dhatu ending in repa or dakara, the nishtha ta becomes na. And the prad da also becomes na. So 8-42, okay? So radabhyam nishthato naha purvasya chataha. Not only the nishtha ta becomes na, but the prad da also becomes na. So pad plus na become panna. Okay. So it's very common form, like it's a bhinna, tunna, klinna. So in dhatu ending in dakara, you'll have this kind of form. 8-42. So sampannam is endowed. Sampanna is sampatti, what sampatti, that, right? Means rich. So richly endowed with that. No, narinam, very easy, right? Narinam is?
Narinam Shashti Bahuvachanam, Srilinga.
Now, this is not really a sambandha. It is what's called nirdharane. Nirdharane nirdharanam is that among women, narinam madhye, uttama vadhuhu. Among all women, she was the best bride. Of course, vadhuhu is bride. Vadhuhu is a very quick. Yeah. So vadhuhu is bride. Now uttama is again. These are all the stilinga ekvachanam. Uttama ekvachanam. So narinam is called narinam madhye. Nidharane Shashti. Because it's not like the women are owning this Sita. Among in English, among. So they are, what's called, okay, I won't go to sutras because I keep doing too many sutras. In the sutra in 2.3 you'll find it. This, Nidharane Shashti is that, in the, among them she was the best bride. Okay, now Sita, of course, Sita Prathama question. Api Avjaya. And then Anugata.
Anugata Prathama Ekavachanam, Srilinga.
And we already went to the grammar for that. This dhatu gam becomes gata. The makara 6437 sutra number 6437. That makara rab is 6437. Anugata because dhatu is gam. So anugata is she followed. We already went through that reason why it is an active sense because it's gatyartha dhatu, gatyartha. So she followed Ramam. She also followed Ramam. Ramam is what? There's no choice there. What is this Ramam?
Sesinam.
No, Ramam.
Ramam is Dvitiya.
Dvitiya ekvachanam. There's no choice. See, we should always, within a sentence, if you're getting confused, take first the padas where there is no choice. Paryaya nasti. Vikalpa nasti. Ramam can only be Dvitiya ekavachanam. Not for vanam, but if you had vanam, it can be prathama or dvitiya ekavachanam. So that one you may have to wait to decide which one it is. And sometimes the kavis can also mess with your mind because they might put these vibhaktis back and forth like that. So, but those which are fixed items of the puzzle, it's like a puzzle, and some items cannot float. They are fixed. So take the fixed one and put them on the board first. The floating ones, we have to keep the choices open. Of course, these are simple sentences, some of them, so you don't have to do that much. But what I'm saying is that you have to take the fixed ones first. That will give you a good kind of anchor on the sentence, Okay, Shashinam Rohini Yatha. So here comes in Upama Yatha. Always you have to do Vibhakti match. So match the Vibhakti between the Upama and Upameya. That's how you know who's being compared to whom. Because the vibhaktis will match on both sides, but the gender number may not match. Meantime, that will also match meantime, but it does not have to match. The vibhaktis will match. So we have a comparison here between Rohini is Prathama Ekavachanam, and so is Sita, and that Sita is Prathama Ekavachanam, correct?
Sesinam Ramam.
Sashinam Ramam. Shashinam. This is dhatu is shash, another dhatu. Shash is to jump. Shashaha is one who jumps about. He's a rabbit. The one who has a rabbit is Shashin. On the moon is a rabbit mark, right? So Shashankaha and all that you have. So Shashinam. Shashin is is Chandra. Shashinam is Chandram, Somam. So so Shashinam is Dvitya Ekvachanam, and that matches with Rama in the comparisons, become Ramam. So now you know that Rohini is being compared, Sita has been compared to Rohini Nakshatra, and Rama is being compared to Shashinam, the moon. So just like the Rohini Nakshatra always follows the moon, similarly, Sita also followed Rama. So please get into this habit. Sometimes you may have three of them. Like A does B, A does this, A looks at B with C. And then on the other side, you'll have also three things on the side. So this will get more complicated. Because, particularly in Kavyam, like, Kalidasa and all, Upama of Kalidasa, right? So he'll have this lot of these things going back and forth. So you have to learn to match the vibhaktis on both sides. Very, very useful. So now we got the whole sentence. So let's see, our Anuvadakara, Balramanji is here. I know he's been waiting to do his job, so let me bring him online. Thank you, Vasudha. Dhanyaha vayam. Bhavatyaha sahayena. Okay. Balramanji?
Namaste ji.
Namaste. Okay, let us try now. Let's see now. Let's go from full stop to full stop. And, okay, now we are going from, again, if you don't know any Vyakaranam, even if you can just do the translation, that also is good. Okay. Shri Ramas. What do you want to do with that?
Ramasya.
Ramasya. Now that the newly wedded is fully supplied. Newly wedded spouse.
Bharya.
Bharya. And then Sita.
Sita.
Sita is Sita only. Same.
Okay.
Sita is Sita.
But
And then
Sita does not come in the verse, right?
it is coming. Sita up in here, down here. Sita up in down
Oh,
here.
yeah, okay.
So the same word, Sita. And then, they have given the etymology of that also, because she was unheard from the track of the plowshare, So, now who was dear to him?
Daita.
Daita. As life.
Pranasama.
Pranasama. And was ever friendly to him.
Was ever is Nityam.
Nityam, correct.
Friendly, I think, is Hita.
Hita. You got a knack for this, Balaraman. You should do more of this. You are good at this. So you should take this Ramayanam and just devour it, because you can just go. Have Gita first and keep on going to Rama, and then you can also do Bhagavatam. Because so these three texts from Gita Press, Gorakhpur, is the first Bhagavad Gita. Of course, you have many translations for that. And then Ramayanam will really take you to the next level. After Gita, if you do Ramayanam practice, you can jump to the next level. And then take the Bhagavatam after that. After that, you are pretty much done. You can tackle any translation that you want. And these translations are so beautiful. They're really, really beautiful. That's why we have this class. If you don't know anything, no Vyakaranam, just read the English. You will start getting a feel for what is what. Okay. Now, who was descended? How about that? Let's try that.
Jata.
Jata, very good. In the line.
Kule.
Kule. Of Janaka.
Janakasya.
Of course, there are some comments in between that we can probably skip that. Was endowed with all auspicious marks. That's the compound.
Deva Mayeva.
No, sorry, the other one. Next one. After that.
Was it Nirmita?
Next one.
Oh, yeah. Sarva Lakshana Sampanna.
Sarva Lakshana Sampanna. So within that, endowed is what? Within the compound?
Sampanna.
Sampanna is endowed. And with all auspicious marks, of course, Sarva Lakshana, right? Sarva Lakshana Sampanna.
All is Sarva, yeah.
All is Sarva, correct. All is Sarva, and auspicious marks is Lakshana. And was a veritable jewel among women. So what do you mean for the jewel?
Jewel is it Nirmita?
The jewel probably will be the Uttama Vadhu. Uttama.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Actually, she should really say she was the best bride among women.
Among women. Narinam is women.
So Narinam is among women. That I told this in the Nidharani. And the veritable jewel, really they should have made, I think, the usually Uttama Vaduho, okay? And who looked like, what is that? Looked like?
Eva?
That's the Iva.
Eva.
Devamaya Iva. So looked like is Iva. The
Iva.
Lord's own wonderful potency.
Lord is Deva.
Deva. And potency is Maya.
Maya. Okay.
So Deva Maya Iva. So Lord's own wonderful potency is Deva Maya. That's that one. And Iva is looked like.
Okay.
Then manifested by the Lord himself.
Oh,
How about manifested? What is manifested?
Nirmita?
Nirmita means produced. Nirmita is produced, manifested. Now by the Lord himself is supplied.
Okay.
That is probably that they took the Deva out of the Deva Maya and make it Deva Nirmita. They have made it kind of. So you have to you have to accept it as probably from the commentary. These some of these shlokas have long commentaries. They go into different kind of interpretations. But it's okay. Means because Nirmita is I would say who was manifested like the the Maya of the gods. But they made it like that. It's okay. That by the Lord himself is not really in the shloka. You supply that, take the Deva from there and attach to Nirmita, Deva Nirmita to make it like that. Okay. Now also
Api?
Accompanied
Anugata?
Sri Rama,
Ramam?
as
Yata?
Rohini is Rohini. And okay, now they put the wrong brackets in here because the Rohini bracket should have ended after this one. So yeah, this book is great, but there are some small typos. Okay, I mean you have to give them a little bit of leeway. That Rohini, the spouse of the moon god, and also a constellation of that name, the bracket should end there. And now one thing they again put follows. You remember this one thing, between the Upama and Upameya, the Kriya Padam will not be repeated. So Punarna Uchyate, that Anugata connects on both sides. Okay, so that will not be repeated at all. So that's how they put this second follows also is from Anugata. You have to repeat that on both sides. Okay, that's the convention. That's the convention. And then the moon god?
Shashinam.
Good, thank you. So that is the final thing. So keep on doing like this. Keep on doing like this. It is you'll get a lot of knowledge with patience if you can keep on doing like this with this Gita Press book. It's we only done so far 25 verses. This Ramayanam has 24,000 verses. So you can just imagine. And really, by the time you end of it, you really feel confident you can tackle anything. And the language is not that difficult. Only practice. Let's have the next one now. Sapaure anugato duram pitra dashrathena cha. Let's see if we can do the Cheda. This is an easy one. Let's see who can do this for us. Anybody wants to? Okay, Vasu will try. Okay, let's try Vasu. Yes, Vasu, go ahead.
Puraihi.
No, Pauraihi.
Paurai.
Pauraihi.
I thought Sandhi made it all Pauraihi. Pauraihi.
Paura, there's a word called Puram. Pura is a town. Now Paura is citizen.
Oh, okay.
It's a Tadhita from Pura becomes from Paura. So Pauraihi is by the syllable. When you use the word for mayor, right? What's the word for mayor? Say Mahapauraha. So is the mayor of the town. It's called Mahapauraha. It's a great citizen. So comment gives Pure Bhavaha Pauraha. Tadita form from Tatra Bhavaha. One is the Sutram Tatra Bhavaha. So Pratyaya probably is adding probably An Pratyaya. That did the Adi Vriddhi Pu became Pau. And you added the Pauraha. So Pauraha is Pauraihi. Again,
Pauraihi Anugato.
And Atobhisa ice, right? We did this morning. This earlier. Atobhisa ice. The bis became ice and Vriddhirechi Pauraihi.
Pauraihi Anugato.
Anugataha.
Anugataha. Duram.
Correct.
Pitra.
Dasarathena.
Cha.
You want to do the vibhaktis now for us? Pauraihi.
Panchami.
No, Titya Bahuvachanam.
Tritiya Bahuvachanam. Yeah.
I know Atmid Atobhissa is, right? So
Yeah.
this is Titya Bahuvachanam.
Tritiya Bahuvachanam.
So and that he is actually the karta who has now gone in the passive. He is the passive. So Rama was followed by the citizens. So that is actually the karta. But see, the karta only goes in default to Dvitiya when he becomes, to Prathama, when he's Abhita. The trick is this is a Paninian term called Abhita. So look at the participle form or the verb form, and who is it connecting to? Look at that, and that person is Abhita. So Anugata is taking its gender number case from Rama. So Rama is Abhita. Abhita means told, narrated, or spoken about, indicated by. So the Anugata is indicating Rama, depending on Rama. So Rama has been talked about by the form Anugata. So he becomes Abhita. It's a Paninian term, Abhita. Because when Panini starts this 2.3, the first thing Panini says is Anabhite. Anabhite. So this is Anabhite is Sutram, very important Sutram. So the Karta will go in the Tritiya Vibhakti when he is Anabhite. When he is not connected with the verb or the participle, then the Karta will go in Tritiya Vibhakti. So not going into too much detail. See, normally we say Karta in Prathama, right? We say, then how come then Panini says that the Kartukaranayoho Tritiya. See, this 2.3.18, Panini is saying is Kartra and Karana. So both the doer of the action and the instrument, they take Tritiya Vibhakti. This is sound really strange because normally it says Rama Sitam Pashyati. So then how come there Rama is Prathama? Because he is Abhite. Because when you say Pashyati, Pashyati is a third person singular form because of Rama. It depends on Rama. So when the verb is already talked about the subject, then he's no longer. So he becomes Abhita. But if he remains Anabhita, that's how in English we say it's passive, the Karta with Tritiya, because this concept of Pani called Abhita. Is whatever is connecting with the verb has become Abhita. In our case, the Pauraihi, it tells us nothing about this Anugata. So Anugata tells us nothing about Pauraihi. Could have been Sitaya, Lakshmanena, Dasharath. Here it is another one. Dasharathena. So Anugata will not change with these changing. So these fellows are Anabhita, means that they don't connect with the participle, and then they go in Tritiya. So it's a passive form. So Pauraihi Tritiya Bahuvachanam. It's actually the Karta, but it's a Karmani Prayoga. Anugata is what the Vibhakti there, Vasu? Anugata?
Anugata, just now you said it's
Prathama Ekavachanam.
Prathama Ekavachanam.
Prathama Ekavachanam. Because same thing, it's karma. See, this Rama actually was karma. He was followed by the citizens. So Rama is the karma. She became Dvitiya. But he has become Abhita. Rama become Abhita. He was all talked about. So Abhita means default to Prathama. When it becomes Abhita, it defaults to Prathama. That's what it happens. So Anugataha. So he was Dhatu Gam, the same Dhatu, and it means he was followed. Look at the same, we had the sutram that we saw, the 3-4, I think it was 70. These Gatyartakas can become active. They don't have to. So this is the back-to-back usage, where here Rama was followed by, and there Sita followed. So this you can make this nice shloka of Ramayanam to tag for that sutram, that 3-4-70, Gatyartha, Karmaka, etc. So that sutram says that Gatyarthakas can become active. They don't have to become active, but they can become active. So I'm sorry, 3-4-72. 3-4-72. Okay. All right. So Anugatahano Duram. What Duram?
Adjective.
To whom? It's not there. So you can supply something like Duram Advanam for a long distance.
Yeah.
Supply distance or something like that to make it adjective, that's okay. So he was followed for a long distance. So Okay. Now the other thing is that yeah, I think that will work. But see, pauraha duram, yeah. Or maybe can you make it an adverb to anugata also? Good, that's also a possibility. You can make it the same.
Not be Satishji?
Yes.
Can Duram not be an object?
Object of what?
The distance that they traveled.
Yes, but see, the thing is that in this, in fact, you know what, that's a good point you brought up. See, to have an object, you have to have a verb or a participle in an active form. A passive verb cannot take an object.
Okay.
Unless it's dvikarmaka may be possible, but dhatu gam is not in that list. So now, when we say Ramayana Vali Hataha, Vali was killed by Rama. Now that Hataha will not take an object now. It becomes in the passive. So to have an object by definition, there must be a karta of that in the active sense. So here we already said Anugataha Rama was followed by the citizens. So now that Duram cannot be an object. So I'm thinking now that Duram should be an adverb to Anugataha. He was followed means kind of for a long time, for a long distance. So that could be, you know, that could be another way of or there's another way of doing that. But let's try this one. There is one more sutra of Panini which says that Kalad Vanor Atyanta Sanyoge. Okay, that might work for us. Okay, let's try that. Is the Kala and Advana Atyanta Sanyoge, Dvitiya can be. In fact, this is an important thing. I was going to spend 2 minutes on this, but this is going to open up a couple of important concepts for us. Okay, so I'll take it back. We'll make it into a Dvitiya. We'll make it into a Dvitiya, but not karma, but Dvitiya. Now, what is different between these two? Don't all Dvitiyas have to be karma? Absolutely not. Just like here, you know what is Ramaha Pauraihi Anugataha. The Ramaha is still the karma sanya. He is being followed. So clearly he is the object of the action. But he's in Prathama now. So Dvitiya only doesn't translate to the karma doesn't mean Dvitiya all the time. If that becomes, as I said, it becomes Abhihita, it will go to Prathama. But karma label is not lost because of that. Rama is still the karma. It has, because the action is the same. I mean, whether the speaker wants to use the active voice or passive voice, still he's going to be the same doer and the same object. So the object is not going to change because, you know, the speaker wants to express in the passive voice. So the Pauraha is the Kartaraha, and the Ramaha is the karma. But it didn't go in Dvitiya because the passive usage, because the Abhita, he became Abhita. So he became into Prathama. So karmatvam is not lost of Rama. It's still the karma. And the Pauraha are the Kartaraha. They are the doers. But the Duram, interesting form now. The Duram never got the karma label. It became Dvitiya directly. It didn't become a label came. It will become Dvitiya only if I press full stops, just to help us out. You know, you can get, and then you will understand why they're doing it like that also. To which Tinganta Padam or Kudanta Padam we can connect to. And remember, to make it object, it has to be an active form. So which one do you want to try?
Sutam, which one?
He released him. He let him go. He said goodbye to him.
Oh yes, okay. Is this a Rathasarathi? Sutam is a Rathasarathi here?
Yes, Rathasarathim. Yes, correct. So it is the Rathasarathim, correct.
So Ramaha Vyasajayat Sutam, like that?
Vyasajayata.
Okay.
Vyasajayata is the right form. This is
okay.
Okay, so Vyasajayata. So Rama released him because otherwise Dvitiya always has to have an ashraya. And the ashraya is going to be most likely the Tinganda Padam and the Kudam, which has permit. So Sutam Vyasajayata. Okay, we'll come to Ganga Kule. What's Bhakti up here?
It's I'm guessing seventh Ekavachanam, Saptami Ekavachanam.
Ganga Kule. I think this is probably Napumsaka Lingam, but Ganga Kule is Saptami. What kind of compound you think? Try this one, Ganga Kule. Is it Bandwa? It is not. It's not Ganga and Kule as two separate items, A and B. And not only that, if it was Ganga, Kule, it could have been, I guess, but from the context it is not. It's not an Avyaya Bhava Samasa. Avyaya Bhava Samasa creates Avyaya. That also it's not. Is it because it's declined, Ganga, Kule? Now, how about Bahuvri? Is it Bahuvri or Karmadharya? Who is the Pradhanim? Is the Pradhanim in the compound? Is the Pradhanim outside the compound? What do you think?
Ganga Kule, I'm not sure.
Okay, anybody else in the class? What kind of compound is this? Ganga Kula. Okay, Vasu has an answer for me. Okay, Ganga Kula. Yes, Vasu. Ravi also had the answer. Yes. I'm sorry. I'm not able to unmute Vasu.
Hello.
Yes, I got it now. Okay, good. Ganga Kula, what is?
It is a Bahuviri, I think.
No, because the Kula is Pradhanyam here.
Kule is
Because
okay.
if it's Bahuvri Vasu, who is it qualifying outside the compound then? My next question to you, right? If you say Bahuvrihi, it has to qualify somebody who has Pradhanyam outside. He should be outside the compound. So that I don't think we have that, because he released the charioteer on the bank of the Ganga in the town called Shringaverapura. So the bank is the Pradhanyam. Let's see what Ravi had a question also. So, because if you say Bahuvrihi, you should be clear in your mind which is the Pradhana Padam outside the compound. Yes, Ravi? Ravi?
Satishji, could it be Ganga Yaha Kule?
Ganga Yaha Kule. Shashi Tatpurusha is correct. Ganga Yaha Kule. So it's Shashi Tatpurusha. So this is Vyadhikarana. And then it is going to be the simplest compound in the whole language. Ganga Yaha Kule. On the bank of the okay. And actually, if you want to take some help from the translation also, okay, you can look down here on the bank of the Ganga, right? It's okay. We're only learning that now. You don't have to feel like, ashamed to look at the translation. It's okay. See, on the bank of the Gita, Ganga, I'm sorry. Keep saying Gita sometimes. On the bank of the Ganga. So that clearly it is Shashi Tatpurusha is there. Ganga Yaha Kule. Okay, now Vyasarjayata. Okay, let me see who wants to tackle this form. You want to try it, Prasanna, or you want to try this? Ravi wants to do it.
Let him go, yeah, please.
But can you at least guess the
I think this is it past tense?
look at very good.
Vyasarjayat.
Why do you say past tense?
Because Vyasarjayat.
But the past tense is there's something in there which is a past tense. And look at the ending, the ta ending.
Taka, yeah.
So okay, let's let Ravi handle this. Yes, Ravi, go for it.
Satishji, it's Lang Prathama Ekavachanam.
Prathama Purusha.
Sorry, Prathama Purusha Ekavachanam.
Ekavachanam. Now how do you know it's lung? What is there in that?
So the takara, it's indicative of itascha.
Itascha is there. What else is there which is the past tense? Main thing.
And then adagama, lung
Adagama is there. Adagama. So lung lang rung shvadataha. Lung lang rung shvadataha. So adagama, this O which is stuck in between the V and it is V asarjayata. Asarjayata. That O comes in here is less obvious in this example because of upasarga. It will come right before the dhatu. So V asarjayata. So V is to visarga. Visarga is release, right? Because visarga. When you release air, it's called visarga. When you release your air, it's called visarga. Right? Those two dots is visarga. So again, when you see a dhatu and upasarga combination, you should try different forms of the same combination. The visarga word we use all the time. Visarjaniyasya saha we use all the time. Visarjana means to release, fit to be released. What else is there in there? Ravi, can you tell me something else is in there? What is that?
So this is Churadi, Satishji, I think.
It's not Churadi, but you're getting close. Same thing. What is that?
There is a Nich Pratyaya happening somewhere.
Very good. Nich Pratyaya is in there. It's a causative form. So he caused him to release kind of. So means he kind of ordered him to release, to go back. So Visu is itself into release. Visaja means he caused him to go, caused him to be released. Because the aya is in there. We won't go through all the rules. What happens is this srij is a dhatu. Srij. That becomes, you add a nish pratyaya means in the causative hetumaticha. 3.126 Panini says, hetumaticha. When somebody causes something to happen, then it takes srij becomes sriji. Then when the shap comes in there, Sriji takes guna, becomes Srije. Then Echoyava Sani becomes Srijaya. So that this aya is the mark you want to hold on to. Look at this aya. You keep this aya in your mind. Like, it says, how about any Gita says aya? Tadeva me rupam darshaya. Arjuna finally says, I'm scared of this form of Vishwarupam. Show me your old form. Adushtapurmushitosmi drushtva. Bhainacha pravajitam manome. Tadeva me darshaya deva rupam prasiya devasya jagannivasa. Tadeva me darshaya deva rupam in Bhagavad Gita, 11th chapter towards the end. Finally says, I have enough of this Vishwarupam. Give me the old form only. So Tadeva me darshaya deva rupam. See, drush is to see. Darshaya is to show. So please show me your old form. So the aya. In fact, this is another homework for you. You can go through Gita and find all the ayas in there, all the causative forms. Okay, so as Ravi said, this ending is tip over here, and when the lakara has a ng as an it, that e of the tip goes away. The ending e goes of this tip, sip. So mip becomes anyway. So Vyasajayat means he, she. In this case, it is he. He caused to be released means he kind of ordered him to go. So Vyasajayat, that's the Tingantam Padam, and it's third person, singular, Parasnipada, causative, lang lakara of V plus Rij. Okay, thank you, Ravi. And let's continue. So Guham, what's Guham, Prasanna? What's the Vibhakti of the, we're running out of time. Okay. Guham is what's the Vibhakti?
Guham is also Dvitiya Ekvachanam?
Ramavat, Guham.
Ramavat.
Object of the next word, which is?
Object of next word. That is it?
Asadya.
Okay.
Asadya. Okay, now who wants to tackle this one for me? What's going on here? Asadya. Anybody? This is what's the pratyaktva is in here. Pratyaktva has become lyap because in the compound, right? So it is in a compound form. Yes, Ravi. You want to try this one?
I was about to say it's a lyap. That is all I know.
Lyap. And when lyap means they must be in the compound. So what is the compound between what and what? That much you can tell me.
So A is the upasarga.
Upasarga is A. So in fact, is this in the first chapter of Gita? I think we have this. Let's see. Acharam upasangamya. Yeah, we have this. Acharam upasangamya raja vachanam abravit. Very the second shloka, right, of Gita. You have this. Like, so the form of the of course there's no causative there, but it says, see, Acharyam upasangamya raja vachanam abravit. So Duryodhana, having approached his teacher, he said the following words. So having approached upasangamya. So of course you have two of them. You have upa and sang. There are two, upa and sam. There are two upasargas here. But any upasarga, anytime it becomes a compound, because Panini says samasya anyam purve kvalyap in 7.1. We told in 7.1 or the pratyadeshas. In there, Panini sutram for the twa. The twa was the default pratyaya. The twa itself comes in samana kartikayoha purva kale. Means here samana karta doing two actions. The purva kala vartini kriya will take the twa pratyaya. Take for example, bhuktva vrajati. Having eaten, he goes. So bhuktva. So drushtva roditi. Having seen, he cries. So when the same person does two actions, the prior action takes the twa pratyaya. This is also homework for you. You can go through Gita, find all the twas, find out when they become lyap, and then see who's the samana karta and what is the uttaravartini kriya. So please find that out. Sometimes it won't work like textbook. When it becomes passive, there might be some small tweaking required. Anyway, here is Ramaha. Ramaha guham asadya sutam vyasajayata. So when he met with Guha, after that he let go his charioteer. So and also I also told you dhatu sad is here, sad, but this is also in the causative form. Is sad is become a sadya. The sad becomes sadi. So you add a pratyaya nich, and becomes also hetumati nich, but it takes the meaning of as means to come in, as means to come in contact with, to meet up with, also may mean to attack, also it might be sometimes, to approach, with different meaning it has. So it is a plus sadi plus twa became lyap, the nich drops by neranity. Anyway, too much vyakaranam for you, but the sutram is 6451 neranity. But when the nich is for pratyaya, which is ardhadhatuka, nuvidagama, it drops. So the ya is not valadi, cannot take an idagama. So asadya means having approached. The key is the upasarga are there and the ending ya. If you just know these two, you know that there will be enough. Only thing they made it causative in between, a little bit complication there. Asadya. In the Gita shloka there is no causative there, but this one is a causative form. Asadya. Okay, dharmatma. You try to finish this one now, Prasanna. Dharmatma.
Yes. Dharmatma is it a compound also?
It's a compound, because what is the compound? When you can take out one padam and leave something behind, which is not just a pratyaya. So if you take, for example, you say agre jaha. So agre can take agre and leave the jaha behind. The jaha is a dhatu jan in there. So why you not say two padam has to be there? Because when you upapada samasa, when you say kumbha karaha, kumbha can be taken out, left behind karaha. The kara is not a separate sup, but it is not just a pratyaya. Something left behind which is not, also most of the time, you'll have two padas in there, okay, most of the time. So you have dharma and atman here.
Okay.
So now what?
Yes. Is it bahuvrihi?
Is bahuvrihi. Because dharma eva atma yasya saha. So one who is very self is dharma. Dharma atma. So that probably would be the good explanation of that. Look at translation now. For dharmatman, pratipadikam dharmatman. Just like you have Rajan become Raja, Atman became Atma, Dharmatma. So it's a bahuvrihi. So dharma atma yasya saha. Dharma atma yasya saha.
Okay.
Nishada adhipatim.
Nishada, is a dvitiya ekvachanam?
Nishada adhipatim. So nishada is this tribe, So
Yes.
nishada anam adhipati. Adhipati. So nishada adhipati. Adhipati means Raja basically.
Is it also compound by any chance?
This is a compound.
Oh,
So again,
okay.
the same thing, because Nishada is the tribe, the name of the tribe, and Adhipati is the Raja or Mukhya, whatever. So this is simple Shashi Tatpurusha. Nishada Nam Adhipati. So leader of the Nishadas.
It is not bahuvrihi because it is
No.
referring to guha, right? So it's not
Guha,
bahuvrihi.
but he is the Pati. Pati in the compound.
Oh, okay.
So the Pati is in the compound. It should only become Bahuvrihi when the Pradhanyam is outside the compound. But the Adhipati is the Pradhanyam. He's in there.
Okay, he's in there. Okay.
So how about Priyam?
Prem is also dvitiya ekvachanam.
Yeah, and it's qualifying Guham. So
Yes.
these two Nishadadhipatim and Priyam is qualifying Guham. So they and so they tag on to Guham, and Guham is object of Asadya.
Guham is
Asadya. This is how this whole thing. And for Dharmatma is qualifying Ramaha. Dharmatma. Now Priyam is Dhatu Pri. And anyway, I won't sutram. We're out of time today, but there's sutram for that also. What we want. I'll mention the number to you. Is the Ikupada Nya Pri Kiraha. Panini especially says Priyam is one who pleases. Even though it says dear, it means really it's an active form. Priyam is an active form. Prinati iti priyaha. It is the Prinati iti priyaha. Igopata nya pri kiraha kaha is what Panini says. So this is 31135, okay? 31135. Okay, just so the Priyam is one who pleases, is the dear one. So this is all easy. We can go to it quickly. So Guhena. Oh, so somebody, Ravi has, two questions. Hold on. What's the other question? Yes, Vasu?
Satish ji,
Yes.
this Nishad word, does it generally, is it a specific tribe, or is it a class of people who are hunters?
Probably hunters will probably, probably Nishada. I think there also Dhatu probably is Sad only. And maybe there might be also be, so maybe one who kind of, they're probably hunters is a good thing. But they are given a technical meaning down here, Between a Brahmana and a Shudra woman is called Nishadas. So that's the extended meaning, but the word itself is, it comes to mean that tribe. This is a Rudi Shabda. It's used in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
Not so much Vyakaranam involved. That's the way it has come out to be. But the Upasarga is ni there. Dhatu mostly is shadl to sink, so that Nishada. So, okay. Now Ravi has a question. Yes, Ravi?
Sorry, Satishji.
Yes.
I wanted to wait till the end of class.
Okay, all right. All right, so let's, first I want to finish this up. So, Guhena.
Yes, Satish. Guhena Sahita.
So
Guhena is a Trutiya Ekvachanam.
Trutiya, and that goes with Sahita.
Sahita.
So when you have this word Saha or Sahita or any synonym of Saha, that is Pani Sutami Sahayukte Pradhane, that the Tritiya Vibhakti goes there, like Lakshmanena Saha, Guhena Saha, Pitra Saha, all that. So, okay, so Guhena Sahita. Now, Sahita is the same Hita form with Dhatu. Dha becomes Hita. We already had it this morning, this earlier session. And this is the exceptional form, but the sum has become Sa. This is exceptional Vartikam is there for this. You won't go into that right now. This class is coming to an end. But that some Hita becomes Sahita. Okay, this is an exceptional form. Some Hita, that Makara of some has dropped exceptionally, becomes Sahita. Okay, so Sahita is qualifying. Sahita, what is the Vibhakti of that? Sahita?
Sahita is it qualifying Rama?
Rama. So Prathama Ekvachanam. Prathama is an adjective to Rama. Rama is the next word. So Lakshan, he is the karta of this whole thing. So Ramaha Sutam Vyasarjayata. How about Lakshmanena?
Lakshmanena is also Trutiya Ekvachanam.
And the Sahita connects everywhere, okay?
Yes.
So Lakshmanena Sahita, Guhena Sahita, and Sitaya.
Sitaya Sahita. Yeah.
Sitaya Acha is Avya, Sitaya is Tritiya Ekram, Sita Pradibadikam. Okay, let's try to do the, I know we're a little bit over time here. Bring our Anuvada Karta. Ramji, ready?
Yes, Chief.
Okay, meeting.
Asadhya.
Asadhya. His beloved.
Priyam.
Priyam. Guha.
Guha.
Guham. Guham.
Guham.
Guham. The chief of Nishadas.
Adipatim is chief. Nishada.
Nishada Adipatim. Nishadanam Adipatim. Shashitat Purushaha. At Shringaverapura.
Shringaverapure.
And the at is a Saptami Bhakti. The Saptami Bhakti is the at, that Pure, that Saptami. On the bank, same thing here. On the bank of the Ganga.
Ganga Kule.
Again, the on is the Saptami Bhakti, on the bank. And Shashitat Purushaha. Shri Ramaha.
Rama.
That is Ramaha. And who was virtue incarnate? I don't know why I put in brackets there, because
It's Dharmatma. It's there.
Dharmatma, but I don't know why they put in brackets. Okay, I guess they put in brackets. Some of the brackets are a bit shaky here. Okay, probably it can be because the word is in the summa. The shloka it is there, so it could probably keep out of brackets. Accompanied.
Sahita.
And by Guha.
Guhena.
Guhena. And the Tritiya Vibhakti is the by. The Tritiya is the by. Then by Lakshmana.
Lakshmanena.
And
Cha.
By Sita.
Sitaya.
Sent away.
Sutam. No. Vyasarjayat.
Vyasarjayata. The charioteer.
Sutam.
Okay. Thank you. We are now 10 minutes over, so I'll stop here. I'll stay back for questions. Ravi, I'll be here. Maybe if he has any questions, I'll be back. Okay. So, Ramo Rajamanis Sada Vijayate Ramam Ramesham Vijay Ramena Abhiyata Nishacharachamu Ramaya Tasmai Namaha Raman Nasti Parayanam Parataram Ramasyada Sosmyaham Rame Chittale Sada Bhutame Bho Rama Mamuddhara Rama Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sasanama Tattulyam Ramanama Varanane Sri Ramanama Varanana Om Namaiti. Next class will be on the 22nd. If you want, you can practice these next shlokas here the same way we had today. If you can also post questions. If you have any questions and you want to do your homework, you can post. We'll try to reply to that. Okay. Okay. Anybody has any questions?